by Pat Hutchins. Once there was a pirate called One-Eyed Jake. He had a horrible face, a terrible voice, and an awful temper. Nobody liked him. The cook was terrified of him. The boatswain was frightened of him, and Jim, the cabin boy, was scared of him. One-Eyed Jake robbed every ship in sight. He robbed the enormous passenger ships of their treasures and dropped them into the hold. He robbed the huge cargo boats of their cargo and tossed that into the hold. He even robbed the little fishing boats of their catch and shoved that into the hold too. And if anyone dared to complain, he threw them overboard. One day, the cook said, "Oh, I'm tired of stealing for One-Eyed Jake. I'd like to cook nice dinners on an enormous passenger ship." And the boatswain said, "Oh, I'm tired of stealing too. I'd like to steer a big cargo boat." And Jim, the cabin boy, said, "I don't like stealing either. I'd like to work on a little fishing boat and take the cat with me." But they didn't dare complain to One-Eyed Jake in case he threw them overboard. So they kept robbing and plundering until the ship's hold was so full that they had to pile the loot on the deck. But still, One-Eyed Jake wanted more. He spotted an enormous passenger ship and robbed the passengers of their jewellery. But the hold was so full and the loot was so heavy that the boat started sinking. "Ha ha," said the passengers, "your ship will sink with the weight of the jewels." "Ha ha yourself," said One-Eyed Jake, and knowing that the cook was heavier than the jewels, he tossed him onto the passenger ship and sailed away. Then he spied a big cargo boat and robbed the crew of their cargo of peacock feathers. But the hold was so full and the loot was so heavy that the boat started sinking. "Ho, ho," said the crew, "your ship will sink with the weight of the feathers." "Ho, ho yourself," said One-Eyed Jake, and knowing that the boatswain was heavier than the feathers, he threw him onto the cargo boat and sailed away. Then he saw a little fishing boat and robbed the fishermen of their catch. But the hold was so full and the loot so heavy that the boat started sinking. "Hee hee," said the fisherman, "your ship will sink with the weight of the fish." "Hey, hey yourself," said One-Eyed Jake, and knowing that Jim the cabin boy was heavier than the fish, he threw him onto the fishing boat. But Jim, who was a clever lad, shouted, "Here's the key to the cabin!" And One-Eyed Jake, who was not so clever, caught it in his hand. But the hold was so full and the loot so heavy that before anyone could say, "Ha ha, ho ho, hee hee, your ship will sink with the weight of the key," it had. The cook was very happy cooking nice dinners on the enormous passenger ship. The boatswain was very happy steering the huge cargo boat. And Jim the cabin boy was very happy working on the little fishing boat with the cat. And One-Eyed Jake was never seen again.